जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंसकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शीला प्रभुपाद की इस कॉन्फर्न आचार्य शीला प्रभुपाद की नाम आचार्य शीला हरिदास ठाकुर की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। ऑल ग्लोरीज assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So welcome to this morning Bhagavatam class. Today we are reciting the words from Canto 4, Chapter 8, Dhruva Maharaj leaves home. Today we are covering three texts, 66, 67 and 68. So we'll start with 66. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So the text 66. Api anatam vane brahman ma samadanti arbakam vrukha shantam sayanam kshuditam parimlana mukhambujam api anatam vane brahman ma smadanti arbakam vrukha shantam sayanam kshuditam parimlana mukhambujam api anatam vane brahman ma smadanti arbakam vrukha shantam sayanam kshuditam parimlana mukhambujam. Prabhuji. Api anatam vane brahman ma smadanti arbakam vrukha shantam sayanam suditam parimplana mukhambujam. Api anatam vane brahman ma smadanti arbakam vraka shantam sayanam kshuditam parimlana mukhambujam. Api anatam vane brahman ma smadanti arbakam vrukha shantam sayanam kshuditam parimlana mukhambujam. Mataji, you want to say it? Api anatam vane brahman ma smadanti arbakam vrukha shantam sayanam kshuditam parimlana mukhambujam. Word to word meaning. Api, certainly. Anatham, without being protected by anyone. Vane, in the forest. Brahman, my dear Brahmana, Ma, whether or not, Sma, did not, Adanti, devour, Arbakam, the helpless boy, Vraka, wolves, Shantam, being fatigued, Sayanam, lying down, Kshuditam, being hungry, Parimlana, emaciated, Mukhambujam, his face which is just like a lotus flower. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation, please repeat. My dear Brahmana, the face of my son was just like a lotus flower. I am thinking of his precarious condition. He is unprotected and he might be very hungry. He might have lain down somewhere in the forest and the wolves might have attacked him to eat his body. So I'll read text 67 and 68. Translation. Alas, just see how I was conquered by my wife. Just imagine my cruelty. Out of love and affection, the boy was trying to get up on my lap, but I did not receive him, nor did I even pat him for a moment. Just imagine how hard-hearted I am. Text 68, translation. The great sage Narada replied, My dear king, please do not be aggrieved about your son. He is well protected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although you have no actual information of his influence, his reputation is already spread all over the world. Purport. Sometimes, when we hear that great sages and devotees go to the forest and engage themselves in devotional service or meditation, we become surprised. How can one live in the forest and not be taken care of by anyone? But the answer given by great authority Narada Muni is that such a persons are well protected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sharanagati or surrender means acceptance or firm belief that wherever the surrendered soul lives, he is always protected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is never alone or unprotected. Dhruva Maharaj's affectionate father thought his young boy, only 5 years old, to be in a very precarious position in the jungle. But Narada Muni assured him, You do not have sufficient information about the influence of your son. Anyone who engages in devotional service anywhere within this universe is never unprotected. Let's do Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhustam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Siyuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parjana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpa tarubhyascha krupa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So we are continuing the discussion between Dhruv Maharaj, Narada Muni, and now the Narada Muni finished his instructions to Dhruv Maharaj, and now he visited the kingdom of Dhruv Maharaj's father Uttanapad, and the conversation is happening between Dhruv Maharaj, the Uttanapad, and Narada Muni. So if you see the word text 66, it was mentioned that, my dear Brahmana, the father was addressing, the Uttanapada was addressing Narada Muni. The face of my son was just like a lotus flower. I am thinking of his precarious condition. He is unprotected. He might be very hungry. He might have lain down somewhere in the forest, and the wolves might have attacked him to eat his body. Now he is worrying about his son. So when we see this translation, we can apply the same thing. When Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, he is our Supreme Father. He is also thinking about us like this. He is giving all his messages through Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, and telling that I am eagerly waiting for you. Please all, you come to my abode. But the difference between the Dhruv Maharaj and Krishna, our situation is, Dhruv Maharaj was, because of his insulted his kingdom with father, he left. But in our case, it is our desire. We wanted to enjoy separately from Krishna. Because of that, we came to this material world and we are enjoying. So Krishna is always eagerly waiting for us to come back to his abode. So, but today main focus is on the text 68, where if you see that this verse and the 68, the translation and the purport, if you see the translation, the Narada Muni was saying, my dear king, please do not be aggrieved about your son. He is well protected by Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although you have no actual information of his influence, his reputation is already spread all over the world. If you see the word, last line of this verse, Yad Yashu Jagat. Yad means the whose, Yasha, reputation, Jagat, all over the world. So this is about devotees. Yasha, the reputation is the devotees who are sincerely performing worship to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, sincerely doing service to Supreme Personality of Godhead. Their Yasha, their reputation, that will be spread all over the world. The best example is Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, he was before going to America, and he tried so many ways, but not many people recognized him. Not many people gave any opportunity, right? But once he went, sincerely he was stick to his Guru Maharaj instruction, and he traveled America. And after that, not just India, all over the world, everywhere, glories of Srila Prabhupada spread. Right? So in everyday morning, every temple, we say, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, we are glorifying. So that is the glorious reputation, that is the reputation of a devotee. We can, not only that, in Srimad Bhagavatam, we have so many devotees. Names like Parikshit Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj, Pandava, so many devotees' names are there. So the Srimad Bhagavatam is in Indian, if you see that, it is only familiar to Indian people once upon a time. But now, with the Srila Prabhupada mercy, the Srimad Bhagavatam was translated in many languages, not only Indian languages, all over the world it was distributed, right? Books, the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, the glories of devotees not just restricted to India, right? It is glorified, all these, the great devotees mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, it was glorified all over the world. So, these are the examples where what Narada Muni was saying, we can see the example here. The devotees, their glories are recognized all over the world. All the people are glorifying these great devotees. So, this is one point we can take from this Narada Muni instruction. The other one is like the last line of the purport. Anyone who engages in devotional service anywhere within this universe is never unprotected. We can see examples from Mahabharata, like Pandavas, right? And Srimad Bhagavatam, Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj, and Draupadi. These are all great devotee personalities. When we see, these were all in miserable, difficult conditions, but they were sincerely surrendered to Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. And we see that everybody was protected. Even though they had some difficulties, but finally everyone was protected by Krishna. So the same thing Prabhupada was mentioning in the purport. Anyone who engages in devotional service anywhere within the universe is never unprotected. Even again we can see the example of Srila Prabhupada. Here we can see the side by side we can compare Dhruva Maharaj's situation and Srila Prabhupada's situation as well. So Dhruva Maharaj was only 5 years old when he went to forest. And when we see the Srila Prabhupada, he is 69 years, so almost touching 70. See, any person, the small boy or any old man is not independent physically, right? You always need a support of some elder people, the youth or any other adult person. That is the situation. But in this situation, whether you take Dhruva Maharaj 5 years old, Srila Prabhupada 69 years old, what happened? Srila Dhruva Maharaj went to forest based on his mother's instruction. Srila Prabhupada took his spiritual master instruction. He wanted to spread this message, Bhagavatam message, to Western world. He took that serious. He traveled alone. Both traveled alone. He went to forest. He went to America. America also in the current context at that time, it's like a jungle. It's compared to Vrindavan. When you see America's situation, it's like a completely material world. So he traveled alone. And in the forest, he was protected by, in the Dhruva Maharaj was protected by Vishnu. But in the Srila Prabhupada, when he was traveling in Jaladuta, he got 2 heart attacks. And still he was survived. He was protected by Krishna. Not only that, after reaching America, we see in Lilamrita, so many difficulties he encountered. He was staying with hippies. He was attacked by hippies and drug addicts. So many difficulties, so many troubles he encountered. But the word, anywhere within the universe, ever if anyone is performing devotional service, he is always protected. That is one of the key message Prabhupada was giving. Like we could see such example in many people, like those doing big book distribution or doing Harinam, they were attacked at so many places, so many countries, right? Many people have problems, but still all were protected. So this is one of the key message we always need to remember. We need to meditate on this. Whoever is doing sincere devotional service is definitely protected by Krishna. We don't need to worry about. All we need is, we need to keep on thinking about, we need to meditate, and we need to develop the faith. The faith like Srila Prabhupada is having, the faith which Dhruva Maharaj is having, the faith like the Draupadi was having. All these devotees, great devotees, what is that? They, like the Bhagavad Gita 18.66, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Raja Aham Tam Sarva Papeksham Mokshashami Masucha. So Krishna is saying, please surrender to me, do not fear. The same thing they applied in their life. All these great personalities, great devotees, they applied in their life, and then we see how Krishna is protecting them at any difficult situation. Now, what is the takeaway? We need to also develop that kind of faith. We have to develop that kind of surrenderness towards Krishna. So for that, see, when we see that this is all the Narada Muni instructions in this chapter, most of the instructions are coming from Narada Muni. And Narada Muni also gave, like if you see Narada Muni past time, he is like a mass preacher. He converted many youth, many people. I think the Mrugari, like a sinful person, everybody was, by mercy of Narada Muni, he made them a great devotee. Not only that, Narada Muni gave the 84 sutras. He gave to all the people. Those 84 sutras of Bhakti, what it contains, what is Bhakti, what is not Bhakti. And if we have to progress in Bhakti, what are all the things we have to do? Those are all the 84 sutras, that is Narada Bhakti Sutra. So Srila Prabhupada made a commentary for 13 sutras from the Narada Bhakti Sutra. And the remaining sutras are commentary was provided by his disciples. So that sutras, when we go through that, Narada Muni again is telling through those sutras to all of us that what is Bhakti, what is not Bhakti, if you have to progress in Bhakti, what all the things you have to do. So this is